We are making a Halloween costume, baby! And of course it's gonna be Morticia Addams because we're taking family pictures on Halloween. Well, for Halloween for the very first time, so I'm very excited about that. Both Chris and I love the Addams family, so we just decided to really lean into that. I'll be Morticia, he'll be Gomez, and then we'll have little baby Pubert slash kind of like a bat looking baby. Not that you guys will really even see him because I don't show his face on here. I'm super excited to show you guys this project because it has been so much fun for me to work on. I don't get to do a whole lot of crafty fun sewing things anymore because I'm a very busy lady slash like mom. So I don't want to keep you waiting in this house we craft in pajamas. Let's get to it. I should probably show you the design first. It's very simple, it's very black, it's very Morticia. This is it. Like most of my designs, this is just a base idea that we're kind of working off of. I'm not gonna actually try and make this exactly, so let's just put that out there. And then it was time to go find supplies, so let's go. I just hit the jackpot. This bin of cosplay stuff that I haven't looked at in like probably 4 years. Black lace. More black lace. Feathers? Sure, feathers. Actually, no, we're not doing feathers. But this is exactly what I was looking for. It just took me ages because all my stuff is just everywhere. It's just everywhere. And I wouldn't have it any other way, except for I absolutely would. Someone please come organize my house. I went through my pattern stash and I pulled out every pattern that I thought could work for this project. I'm just gonna show them all to you really quickly. I thought this one would work because I know I can execute it really quickly. It's good for stretch fabrics. I know it'll fit my body, but it's kind of the wrong shape. These are all my mermaid style dress patterns. They're all really, really similar. There's one in particular that I think would actually work best for it. And it's this one because it has the off the shoulder pattern, like an off the shoulder dress. The problem with it though is that there are a lot of horizontal seams and I'm trying to avoid horizontal seams as much as possible. So like on the back, you can see there's a seam at the waist and then there's a seam at the knees and that's where the mermaid kind of like comes out at. I think oh, this is really terrible lighting. We're gonna keep it though, because it's a spooky video. Do you feel spooky? Or does it just look dumb? I don't care. I've decided to use the dress pattern that is just the vertical pieces. Unfortunately, I've cut into it before and I'm a much bigger size now than I was when I cut into it like forever ago. So I'm hoping that I can find the pattern that I kind of mocked up for it last time. And it might be in this Harry Potter style closet. Oh my gosh. This is definitely one of the pieces. And I know because I remember cutting it out of this fabric. They've labeled it the back bottom. I know what that means. Pretty much anything purple. That's it. The dress I originally made out of this pattern is this one. It's completely sheer. So in order to show you guys what it looks like and if I can even fit into it, I put my swimsuit on. Nobody feels more awkward than I do, so just bear with me. And if you make a meme out of me, it better be related to Tina from Bob's Burgers. Let's do this. That's the baby. So far, so good. I definitely think that I could get the zipper up if I could like zip it up from behind, you know? Because I think this fabric is pretty forgiving. I forgot how lovely this was. Miss America. We don't have time for this. It is really pretty though. I mean, I put all of these beads on by hand. These hands did this. You're welcome. Somehow, even though this dress is like nothing, it's very hot. I think we're in the clear. Shimmy it off. I think as long as my material is stretchy enough, I should be just fine. I think that's what's gonna save me in this making process, which is great because that'll make it easier. Oh no, I've undressed. If you make your own clothes and you have not sat butt naked at your sewing machine to make them, so you're not just like changing and changing and changing and changing in and out of different clothes, in and out of different outfits, are you really a real sewist? Chris hates the word sewist. I like it. But oh, how many times have I sat and just been in my undies sewing along? I know at least 12 of you will relate. If you're one of those 12, I owe you one of these. First things first, you know I've got to do a little bit of cleaning up here because I don't come up here very often anymore, and so it's just constantly in a state of like disarray, and so I'm just kind of, you know, trying to put things in a state to where I can actually use this space. I absolutely tore through my black fabric stash, and I found 2 different kinds of stretchy black fabric that are close enough in color that I think they'll work because I know I don't have enough of either one of them to make the entire costume out of just one solid material. This is where I'm at. I know I need to use as much as possible. Oh, I'm talking to the camera. Remember how I told you I was gonna be talking to the camera? Don't mind me. This is where I'm at. I know I need to use this like a fair amount for the front and the back. The sides are what's getting me though, because I don't have a whole lot to make them super amazing. And so I'm thinking maybe that's where I'll piece some extra pieces in, because I'll have like, well, maybe I'm thinking about this all wrong. No. I'm right. She's wrong. Right there. It's also kind of dusty up here and it's like starting to really get me, which means I need to do a really big deep clean. Ooh, but I really don't want to. But I need to. But I don't want to. Somebody help me. My sister's at Dragon Con right now. I don't know when this video is gonna come out. Oh, is 2 spins too much for me now? Yep. Oftentimes my process is very visual, and so having these already cut out pattern pieces is actually really helping me to kind of like lay everything out, but it is very frustrating because I want to make the whole silhouette more exaggerated. It's not that I don't care, because I absolutely do, but I have full faith that I'll be able to figure it out. So I'm just gonna cut everything up. Just gonna cut it up. Snip, snip, snip. And turn on the AC because it's really hot up here. You know your girl was a sweaty mess. So we turned on the AC and we got straight to work. I have full confidence in my abilities to just kind of figure it out, and maybe that's a blessing, but also it's kind of a curse, because what is a creative process if not a little bit of chaos? Okay, so what we're doing here is I've cut out most of the pieces and then I just pinned them together kind of at the bodice part. I don't pin the whole thing together because your girl is lazy and I don't have that many pins. Plus it's really not that important because they're just straight pins. And by that I mean actually they're just straight seams. They're just straight seams. If it's just a straight seam, I don't really do a whole lot of pinning because it doesn't really matter. Once I got everything kind of ready to go, I realized I needed to set everything up, and then I had to do a little switcheroo on the sewing machine, and then I just got straight to work. I'm pretty sure I'm using a zigzag stitch here. If you're stitching with stretchy fabric and you're not using an overlock machine, a zigzag stitch is going to be your best friend. I really hesitate to do like straight stitches on stretchy fabric because when you stretch it, the straight seam just pops, and then the structural integrity of your seam is gone. And just like that, we have indeed reached the big garbage sack stage of this process. I think this is going really well. Just as a side note, I did install a few loops into the back panel of the dress. That way I could lace up the back and kind of make it a little bit more size inclusive, because your girl's body is changing left and right and it is kind of crazy. But this is what it looks like. I have red laces in right now just so that I can see and adjust them in the mirror, and it also makes it kind of easier for you guys to see what I've done. I am not going to explain it because this is not a tutorial channel. Plus it was really boring and kind of tricky to do, but anyways, here we go. Because I was really in the sewing zone, not necessarily the making a video zone. It's just a lot of me actually sewing, which never happens anymore, so I'm very happy about that. I think what I'm going to do is fit it to my body now, which means I'm gonna be sitting here very naked. But I do have this thought that maybe I need to wear like some sort of stretchy body shaper underneath the dress, which I mean obviously, but then use this to like shove hip pads into to kind of give me more of that exaggerated shape. Now I know Morticia, specifically the Morticia that I like love, which is Angelica Houston, is like very slight. I think I'll be happier with the dress overall if I have more shape. And I did that in the design as well. So like I want like volume in certain spots, especially at the bottom, like a lot of volume at the bottom. So that's why I think maybe what I'll do is carve out some foam hip pads and then shove them in like stretchy pant, which looking at this just looks really uncomfortable to wear. Like this is already giving me a tummy ache just looking at it. We'll see what we do. But for now, I know I need to make some adjustments on the armpit holes, and I know I need to make some adjustments on the bum. So that's what I'll do going forward. Now you guys all know I don't keep secrets from you here. I tell you all sorts of things, but I don't show you everything, hence the giant black box covering my scandalous naked lady sewing body. So don't mind me, I'm just doing my stuff. We are moving right along, look at this. I put a corset on. It's one that I wore before I had a baby. It just barely fits. It's really tight. It makes my tummy hurt, but it's worth it because look at the silhouette. I do think I want to round out my hips just a teeny bit, just like right here maybe. And then up here I need to fit it a little bit differently to the top, like in the underarm section, like right here maybe. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with the top because part of me wants to keep these here, but then part of me also wants it to be like off the shoulder or something. I I haven't really decided. I do know that I want big like sleeves, so it might serve me to have some of that weight distributed up on the shoulders. What do we think? Yes. It turns out I am going to be using this pattern, so I ended up using both of my favorite, well, two of my favorite patterns for this dress. Sometimes we redesign things midway just to make things easier for ourselves, and so that's what you see me doing here. La la! I just spent like 5 minutes watching video tutorials on how to make like a bell sleeve bat thing, even though I already have a pattern for one, and I have come to two conclusions. Number one, if this has kind of already worked itself out and I haven't really put a whole lot of thought into it, then the sleeves will definitely be just fine. And number two, no matter what I do, I can only have so much fabric to work with, so we can't get too dramatic with it anyways, which means it's time to get back to business. But first of all, I put my hair in a tiny braid. That was a very necessary piece of information. Let's get going. We are back on the floor and back to cutting things out, and honestly, this went really, really well. I used the base pattern of the sleeve pattern that I kind of already had, and then I ended up just kind of like inserting another like panel into the sleeve to give it a little bit more oomphy volume, because I really did want some kind of dramatic bat wing looking thing, but I needed to add a little bit more fabric in there, and so that's what I did. I've got my sleeves, I've got the body of the dress. Now I just have to insert the sleeves. Unfortunately, I don't know which one is the front or the back, and maybe it doesn't even matter because they're the exact same. That's probably not good. It probably doesn't really matter. That is the glorious part about working with stretch fabric. I'm stuck, I'm alone, and I'm starting to panic. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really, oh, they're right here, okay. Not better. I have it inside out on purpose. The sleeve is so dramatic. Like, this is where my fingertips are. So I've got some room to kind of like play with there. Ah! Okay, I think this might work. Woo! Now I just have to take it off. And there are pins all over in this armpit. What have I done? I did it for art. Boring, regular, basic, drama, baddie, witchy. Oh, I hope Chris gets home in the next 30 seconds. I don't think it's gonna happen. Worst case scenario, there is a FedEx man outside. So if I get stuck in the next like little bit, I can always run out and ask him for help. I'm absolutely not doing that. I just panicked, that's all. I did it. Am I too comfortable on here? Am I too used to just sharing my stuff and airing my dirty laundry? I have said it before and I will say it again. You are the one that clicked on this video, so you can click away if you want, or you could stay and hang out, but this is already happening and we are going. Anyways, just to catch you up, we made a neck facing, we stitched that on, and now we are kind of like here. What I've got to do now is trim the sleeves, cut the hem, sew that all up, tack stitch down this facing because it's really loosey-goosey wiggly and I will not have that in my house. And then just make final design decisions because I haven't really decided if I'm going to embellish it or not. I kind of just want to leave it. Maybe that's bad. Maybe I should put more all over. But I'm going to make sure everything is hemmed first. That way I can kind of like look at it in that form and go from there. This is a sign that I actually don't have very much energy. I'm trying to conjure energy. To say that I was kind of tired / very tired and kind of scared / very scared to cut these sleeves is an understatement. I was like, you know, I am kind of rusty. I don't just eyeball things as much as I used to. I mostly just wash bottles and clean up spit all day, you know? I'm just not as creative as I once was, but I am creative once as I ever was. I'm pretty sure that's a country song. I used to work at a country store, you guys. I hated it so much. But I did know one thing. Even if the cuts weren't awesome, they were going to be even on both sides, and so I made sure to just flip and mirror everything, and it worked out just fine because it always works out just fine. I always figure it out. And side note, if I don't figure it out, it goes straight in the abandoned costume bin and I'll figure something out later. As far as hemming up the bat wing cuts, I did just serge the ends of the actual hem. but then I flippy oversewed the hems on the sleeves because I felt like they were gonna get a little bit more wear and tear on them. Maybe they won't, I don't really know. I'm on the hunt for like my shapewear slash girdle, and this is the only thing I've found so far is this embarrassing pair of like nude pants. This is the state of my closet right now, so it might take me some time to find. Ooh, it could be back there. I'll let you guys know if I find it. I need to clean in here really, really bad. Maybe that'll be a video sometime soon because, I don't know, organization or something. I found it in my childhood bedroom of all places, which honestly, it makes sense. I bought the house I grew up in. It's fine, whatever. All my junk is still here. Don't look. To my nephews who sometimes watch this show, I am genuinely sorry about this one. Let's go. I saw a TikTok that said to make a bum pad hip thingy, what are they called? Hip pads? A leg ham? You just do the saran wrap pattern method. Like, this is not my go-to method for many things, but we're doing it today. And then you just take a Sharpie and you pattern out where you want to add more like bulk. So like for me, I want it, this part right here that's still kind of straight, I want it to just kind of like go out just a little bit, have some curve right there. R on it for right so that everything is labeled. Then I'll just do the other side, I guess. Those are pretty similar. I'm like pretty happy about this. Then fabric only. I broke these a long time ago, so we're gonna use these to cut me out. This is my butt. These are my hams, and these are my gams. Oh no. Well, I will not apologize for my semi-nudie body on here. I was covered up, get over it. I will apologize for the audio in that last part, slash the audio all the time, because I'm not good at audio. But that saran wrap crinkle is like murder on your ears. I did not like that, so here's some peace and quiet. Got my bread knife, my foam. Baby's asleep. I'm gonna tear into this because the photo shoot is today. Let's go. I should be more careful with this knife. I shouldn't be just swinging it around like it's some sort of Harry Potter wand. There are not a lot of like internet tutorials for how to cut foam into leg ham thingies. And all of the tutorials that I could find are very drag related, which honestly, I mean, it makes sense. Every single tutorial that I did find though talks about how long this takes and how annoying it is, and they are not wrong. It is long and annoying, and look at the state of this. Look at my sewing room. It's so bad. It's like a little raccoon got in here. Family pictures are tonight. I'm so excited. We're doing a spooky theme, and that's the foamy aftermath of making my fake butt. Totally worth it. Somebody get me a vacuum. And before we knew it, everybody was dressed up and at the Union Station ready to take pictures. Shout out to my sister Katie for snapping the little camera button thing. The Union Station is like this old creepy building in my area, and I like it because Gomez loves trains, and it's like where the trains came to the west or whatever. There are also ghost tours you can go on in this building that are pretty stinking fun, so if you're ever in the area, you want to check it out. It's just called the Union Station. That's all. Let's talk about this dress for just a little bit. I like the way that it looks. I love the way that I feel in it. I think the hip pads were absolutely the right choice because look how exaggerated that butt is. Oh my gosh. And like, I'm walking away from the camera absolutely feeling myself, and I'm like, ooh, here I am. I'm Morticia. Flip my hair. Here I go. Tick, 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 up the stair. And then it was like a whole process to like, you know, up the little curb thing. It's not even a stair, it's like barely anything. Look at me go. The whole back panel of the dress is absolutely a different fabric, totally different color of black. Do I care? No, I don't, because it's what I had and I just wanted to feel cool and have family pictures. Plus all of the pictures that we took are basically from the front anyways, so it didn't really matter. Walking in the dress is a little bit tricky because it is awkwardly long, but it's also not too bad, and I cannot wait to wear this to my Halloween costume party. Like, imagine me hosting in this, absolutely, as I trip on the dress. Yes, we did it! The car ride home was uncomfortable for some of us, and then we got pizza! All things considered, I'm actually really proud of how the dress turned out. I don't get to sew very often, I don't get to pattern very often, so like my skills are a little bit rusty. Plus it was a stash busting costume, so it's a little bit pieced together. You can kind of see in the very back panel it's different fabric than the rest of the dress. I don't really care about that in this instance because it's just for fun. But if I ever do remake this dress, which I probably will, this is my second Morticia dress I've ever made, I will be sure to actually source materials for it and, you know, make it kind of like a bigger deal, I guess. I'm absolutely in love with the way the pictures turned out. Everyone looked so good. Shout out to my sister Katie and my niece Jenna for helping out with that. This is a 1 of 2 part series, so the next video that I have coming is like my Halloween party. I've decorated my whole house. There's gonna be food and a bounce house, so I will have a video on that soon. And by soon, I mean, who knows when that'll actually come out. If you're not subscribed, now's the time. Click that little bell icon. I post whenever I want, which sometimes is fairly regular, but most of the times I just kind of like disappear and then come back. I hope you're okay with that, because if not, get out. Follow me on Instagram. I'm really more active over there. I don't know, it's easier. And short form content takes like 2 seconds, but this long form content, this video took me almost 2 months, you guys, because I'm slow, I'm low on time, and I'm tired. That's the video. Thank you for watching, and remember, in this house we craft in pajamas.